Hello coffeeholics, welcome back. Today I am going to share with you 3 different flavored cold brew latte using vanilla, caramel and hazelnut syrups. And also I am going to demonstrate how to adjust the sweetness level depending on the milk that you use. For those of you that have already been subscribed to this channel and also been watching my video tutorials, you would know what milk syrup is. But I do have different ways of making my milk syrup depending on the sweetness levels or the preferences on how sweet you'd like your drink to be. In my book, The Basic Barista, I have indicated on page 79 of the book different milk syrup substitutions. So you can make 100% sweetness level, 50% sweetness level, 25% and 0. So today I'm going to show 3 different ways of doing it: 100% sweetness level, 50% and 25%. It cannot be 0 because we are using some syrup here to make the flavor for our latte. For the cold brew, I am using here my cold brew brewed over 24 hours. What I used was my dark roast coffee beans. This time I didn't make use of very strong espresso. This is 100% Arabica. With your cold brew, the taste of the coffee will also depend on the coffee beans, regardless of how good your recipe is, regardless of how good all your other ingredients are. If you have bad coffee, that's the end of the story. So make sure you get good coffee beans, okay? To make this cold brew, the proportion that I use is 100 grams of extra coarse ground coffee to 1 liter of water. Steep it overnight, at least 16 hours. The next day, strain, double strain, and then you get this cold brew coffee. For the milk, we are going to make use of evaporated milk. I now have it in my squeeze bottle. Condensed milk, another squeeze bottle, and also full cream milk, fresh milk. You may use any type of milk that you like, 0% or low fat, or soy milk, almond milk, whatever milk that you prefer. And for this one, we are going to use 16 ounces cups for the 3 different sweetness levels. And for the flavor, we are going to make use of caramel from Torani, and hazelnut from Monin, and vanilla from Da Vinci. I'm going to start with 100% sweetness level, and I'm going to make them per cup. So for those that are wondering, if you're not using a milk syrup and you only need to mix condensed milk and evaporated milk, what are the proportions? I am going to show you in a bit. Let's start with our 100% sweetness level for classic caramel latte using cold brew. I need 4 ounces of my cold brew. And I need 1.5 ounce of my milk syrup. 1.5 ounce of milk syrup is equivalent to 30 milliliters of condensed milk. One ounce of condensed milk and 15 milliliters or half an ounce of evaporated milk. We're going to make it really quick and simple. We'll just put everything in my cup, in my measuring cup. And for the flavor, we are going to use half an ounce or 15 milliliters. So this pump is good for 7.5, so I need 2 pumps. 1 full pump, 2, okay? 2 pumps of my caramel, and I have my caramel latte here. When does it become a macchiato? The moment you put a milk foam on top. So this is my cold brew caramel latte. Let's put it aside for now. That's 100%. Next, we are going to make 50% sweetness level. So this time I am going to use the same amount of cold brew coffee, 4 ounces or 120 milliliters of cold brew. For the milk, I need to make 1/2 condensed milk and 1/2 evaporated milk. So that's about 22.5 milliliters of my condensed milk. That's about it. And then another 22.5. So it is half and half, half condensed, half evaporated milk. And this is my 50% sweetness level. Again, we are going to add our next flavor, which is hazelnut from Monan. But as I have said, Monan is quite sweet, but I'm still going to use 3 pumps. 1, 2, 3. Each pump is 5 milliliters, so that's 15 milliliters or half an ounce of our hazelnut syrup. There to combine. And that is our hazelnut latte mix. For our final drink, it will be vanilla latte, vanilla from Da Vinci. And for this one, I am not going to use condensed milk nor evaporated milk. I am going to replace them with only plain milk. We start with 4 ounces or 120 milliliters of our cold brew. For the milk, it will only be fresh milk, no condensed milk, no evaporated milk. I am also going to use exactly the same proportion, which is 45 milliliters or 1.5 ounce, all the same proportion regardless of how many percent of condensed or evaporated milk you use. So the same 45 milliliters of milk here, and then 15 milliliters or half an ounce of our vanilla syrup. So 15 milliliters, 2 pumps, 1, 2. Okay, and this is our vanilla latte mix. Because I would like to make all of them macchiato style, I'm going to prepare my milk foams. So once again, this is a manual milk frother. Chill your manual milk frother. Fill it halfway and pump. Now that we have our 3 flavored cold brew latte, I am assuming that each of the sweetness levels for these 3 syrup brands is the same. But I do know that Monan is sweeter than Torani and Da Vinci. What we are going to establish here is the sweetness level using the milk syrup. So the first one is the 100%, that is 2 parts condensed milk to 1 part evaporated milk. Let me give it a try. I find that this time the coffee beans that I use is not as dark as my espresso roast. So there you go. It should be mild. Wow, that sweetness level to me is what I think people will be looking for. But let me try the other one. Okay, so this one is 50%. That means 1 part condensed milk to 1 part evaporated milk. In terms of texture, I think very similar. I could hardly see it, but the color of my coffee is a bit too light for me. I probably need to put more brewed coffee for this one if you want it to be stronger. But definitely the taste of the cold brew coffee is perfect. Very smooth, very mild, no acidity. Let's try this one. Okay, let me just try the final one. This is without condensed milk and evaporated milk at all. The texture is not as creamy, but having the milk foam on top would help to make this look and feel more creamy. I don't think so. So my verdict for this is, if you want to offer this in your shops as commercial drinks, then I would go for 2:1. This is perfect. It's rich, it's creamy, it's flavorful, it's perfectly balanced sweetness with the coffee. This one, at a stretch, this is okay for those that are looking for something which is not very sweet, but it's also satisfactory. Then yes, go for this one. And for this one, well, I think if you are looking to sell and you want your customers to come back, their first taste might be, ooh, it's bland. It is quite bland, okay? But then, once again, it really depends on your customer preferences. What I have just shown you are the different ways that you can use the milk syrup or your milk to adjust the sweetness level of your flavored cold brew latte. Don't forget that flavored meaning you already have some syrups or sweetness from the flavors themselves. These are my verdict for cold brew. It doesn't necessarily apply to espresso or even instant coffee. Espresso, I find that using this recipe, which is only milk and the syrup, is perfect because of the smooth taste of the espresso, especially it's brewed from an espresso machine. For instant coffee, you need it to be a little bit sweeter because the taste of your instant coffee can be quite bitter. But if you would like your customers to keep coming back for more and delight in the first sip, use my original recipe. For all these recipes and over 500 more, you will find them in my book, The Basic Barista. If you would like to order a copy and to support this channel, check the description box below. In the meantime, stay safe, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.